Evaluate the following without use of a calculator. Express answers in scientific notation. Numbers in scientific notation have a leading number between 1 and 10 multiplied by a power of 10. For multiplying and dividing numbers in scientific notation, simply multiply or divide the leading numbers and the powers separately. Convert to scientific notation if necessary. For the first question, 3 times 10 to the 7 times 7 times 10 to the 5. The 3 and the 7 are multiplied to give 21, and then the 10 to the 7 times 10 to the 5 are multiplied to give 10 to the 12. We then have to switch it to scientific notation. The 21 is made 10 times smaller to 2.1. To compensate for that, the 10 to the 12 has to become 10 to the 13, 10 times bigger. For the next question, 2 times 10 to the 7 divided by 8 times 10 to the negative 6. First divide 2 by 8, getting 0.25. We then go 10 to the 7 divided by 10 to the negative 6. This will be 7 minus negative 6, giving 10 to the 13. The 0.25, though, must be written as 2.5. Since we're making this number 10 times bigger, the exponent portion must be made 10 times smaller, which means reducing the exponent from 13 to 12. For adding and subtracting numbers in scientific notation, express all numbers using the same power of 10. Then add or subtract the leading numbers and convert to scientific notation if necessary. For the first question, 4 times 10 to the 4 plus 8 times 10 to the 3, we can put them both times 10 to the 4. 4 times 10 to the 4 plus 0.8 times 10 to the 4. Note that the 8 is becoming 10 times smaller, and the 10 to the 3 becomes 10 times bigger, going to 10 to the 4. We can then add 4 plus 0.8, giving us 4.8 times 10 to the 4. For the next one, 6 times 10 to the negative 4 minus 9 times 10 to the negative 5. Here we'll put both as powers of 10 to the negative 4. 6 times 10 to the negative 4 minus 0.9 times 10 to the negative 4. Note that the 9 is getting 10 times smaller in going to 0.9, and the 10 to the negative 4 is 10 times bigger than 10 to the negative 5 to compensate. We subtract 6 minus 0.9, giving us 5.1 times 10 to the negative 4. For raising numbers in scientific notation to an exponent, or taking the root of a number in scientific notation, raise the leading numbers and powers to the exponent, or take the root separately. Convert to scientific notation if necessary. For the first question, 2 times 10 to the 6 raised to the 4. 2 raised to the 4 gives 16, and 10 to the 6 raised to the 4 gives 10 to the 24. We can then rewrite this in proper scientific notation, making the 16 smaller to a 1.6 and raising the 24, the exponent, up to a 25. 1.6 times 10 to the 25. For the next question, the square root of 1.6 times 10 to the 11. We can first rewrite this as 16 times 10 to the 10. By doing that, we can then take the square root of both, the 16 and the 10 to the 10. We get the square root of 16, which is 4, and the square root of 10 to the 10, is 10 to the 5. We then have a result, 4 times 10 to the 5.